time for those most famous words in motorsports. Drivers, start your engines!
Michael Conti comes up at a corner number 4, and the checkered flag, he wins his first NASCAR iRacing.
Good morning and welcome to ARL-TV. This is round 11 of the V8 Supercar series, coming to you from Laguna, Seca. We've had a bit of a facelift on this track. It's looking pretty nice out there. I'm joined in the commentary box this morning with Andrew Woodhouse and Mark Noble. Good morning, or afternoon as it would be for you, Mark. How are you, gentlemen?
Yeah, good evening everyone, and morning over in the Northern Hemisphere. Good to be here. Yeah, track looks great, mate.
Yeah, morning Alex, morning Mark. It's good to be back again for the V8 Supercar series. Looking forward to a good morning's racing.
Just having a quick look at the table after round 10 at the moment. It's Tobias Cherney who's took the lead, followed by Trevor Johnson and Tommy Compa. So Tobias only got 8 rounds to his name so far, so you know he's got quite a commanding lead in this championship at the moment. Richard Lucky in 4th, Nick Rainbird in 5th, Jason Scandalora in 6th, Chris Stone, who's just changed teams I think, in 7th, Cedric Finsack in 8th. Nice to see Cedric up there actually, consistency doing well there. Steve McPherson, one of your lads, Mark, up there in 9th, Chris Brooks in 10th. Got a long way to go in this championship as well, so let's keep an eye on it. Just remind everybody who's watching, Mark, how many drop rounds have we got in this championship?
We got 4 this season, mate. It's what we've done at the start of the season, so we can't change it now, so that's about all the boys have got, so it's up to them to turn up and do the races, really.
We'll just come into the end of qualifying then. We'll bring up the grid once everybody finishes their lap. But you've obviously done a fair bit of practice here. What's the circuit like for the V8s? Is it tricky? Are we going to see any overtaking, or?
No, there should be plenty of overtaking, mate. It's a very good track for the V8. Even though you think the corkscrew the V8 wouldn't be able to handle it too well, but I'll tell you what, it's really fun through there, I can tell you.
Well, I think just about everyone's about done their lap now, maybe a couple of little stragglers, but Andrew, do you want to take us through the grid as it stands?
I'd love to, mate, but I'm not in the session yet.
Oh dear.
Can't get updates.
Can't get the staff, I tell you.
Sorry, dude.
Well, I'll just run through it then. Your front row at the moment, Trevor Johnson sitting P1, Tobias Cherney in 2nd, Not too much between those guys, so the top two fighting it out for that front spot again. Dave Oliver in third place with Michael Middleton in fourth. Michael quite a jump back from the top three, so he's going to have his work cut out. Rich Stamenkovic in fifth place, with Matty Burnett in sixth, Jason Scandalora in seventh, Chris Stone in eighth, Brett Spicer, good showing there for your KRF lad, mate, in ninth, and Todd Parks in 10th. Nick Rainbird in 11th, Chris Brooks in 12th, Will Dodd is 13th with Luke Emerton 14th and Stephen Jenkins 15th. I think we've just had a little bit of an update. Steve McPherson 16th, Quarantine Peters in 17th, Frank Hodak, I might have got that wrong, apologies if I have, in 18th, Joel Oliveira in 19th and Roy Morale Cowler in 20th. Big old grid today. 21st we've got Shane Brooks, 22nd Cedric Finsack, Jamie Fuchs is 23rd, Adrian Stratford in 24th, and Mark, well, you haven't qualified because you're in the box. Hopefully our colleague will be joining us very, very shortly.
Update's done. Update's done. On the way. Just a thought, Alex, quickly before we start. This is your favourite track, isn't it?
Oh God, I hate this place. And do you want to know the FW31 is here this week as well? So
is it really?
I do
you
know
take
it.
Some tips then.
I do know it quite well. I have been doing a lot of practice here as well. So just before the guys go green, just quickly run through the sponsors. I haven't done that, so just thank Apex Racing League for putting this on. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter and ARL-TV, Pagninian Imports. For your rig and sim accessories, but a few new sponsors as well. AC Sim Equipment just come on board, new brake mod sponsor, so go check them out. Gimmy's Rural Fencing, there you go, Mark, on there as a sponsor as well, and another new sponsor, Sim Garage as well, so please go check them out for your button boxes and things like that.
Fancy that, Alex, finding a new sponsor that's almost the same name as yourself.
I know, what can you say? We've got a few seconds to go. Everybody's lined up on the grid. Lights are going to be coming on very, very shortly. Revs are starting to build. It's all going to be a fight down into the turn one. And we're away here at Laguna Seca. Trevor got a good start to Tobias. P3 there, got a fantastic start. Cars off on the track in the background there. Looks clean so far, everyone giving some room. Tobias looks like he's got shuffled out by one of the Presscom cars there, so he's down to P3. I think that's Stamenkovic having a little bit of a look. But so far, everybody through. Nice clean start from everyone. Compass cars as well. Hour-long race today. Still side by side, great start. It's what we like to see.
Yep, it's not always a clean start at Laguna Seca, but it was this time.
We've got a fair bit to go yet as well. There's there's the corkscrew to come, and that can unsettle a few people on that first lap when we're trying to squeeze everyone through. But yeah, lots of individual battles, and already, as Mark said, we've got some overtaking going on, so it's good to see.
Mark, you've done a lot of these races before. You've made a lot of race starts. How difficult is it in this series to get through the first lap unscathed?
Mate, most of the time it's not too bad. It's just some of the tracks are that narrow, but this track's a little bit wider than a lot of the others, and just gives that little bit more room, so it's not too bad actually.
Yeah, the Presscom guys will be delighted there. New skins for the second half of the season, looking nice, and sitting P1, P2. So Dave Oliver obviously moved over to there, or I think. Yeah, it's nice to see those guys sort of joining forces, and it seems to be working well for them. Looks like Trevor's starting to make a little bit of a gap at the front there.
He's better half a second at the moment, mate. Just still not quite.
down into the famous corkscrew. You're right, the V8s don't look like I've got a problem there. As Dave Oller gets a little bit squirrely going down the downhill left-hander. Lots of camber there just to help pull the car around. Let's have a look, see what else is going on a bit further back. Got Stamenkovic, he's down to 6th place, and it looks like one of the compass cars has got past. I'm not sure if he's got some damage there. He's pulling over to the left, so guessing something's going on. Chris Stone putting a move on Brett Spicer. Luke Emerton. I have to say, Dean's done a nice job on those skins, Mark. They look very, very tasty.
Yeah, no, they look great, mate. Actually, both of them. He's pretty good, the old Mr. Prescott.
In the session yet, Woodhouse?
Very close. It's just very slow at the moment.
I have to say one thing that I think a few people have noticed, actually, is loading times seem to be a lot longer since the update.
Yep.
I've certainly seen it.
You've got a good PC, you see. That's the difference. Have we still got all the runners?
Yeah, everybody's still going. I'm not sure what's happened to Stamenkovic. He's certainly dropped back a bit, so to see what pick him up later on and see what's gone on there. Yeah, Chris Brooks looks like he's putting a fair bit of pressure on. Ooh. Nick Rainbird down in 11th place on the back of Chris Stone here. I have to say I'm just up in the high wire cameras at the moment, and they definitely have done a great job with the rebuild of this circuit. It looks fantastic now.
Was it rescanned?
It was just I think just all
like
the shaders,
all
just the shaders and stuff were.
Oh, off goes, sorry Alex, Todd Parks. There's two cars off up the hill. The other one was Stamenkovic. So going backwards, Stamenkovic at the moment.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. I didn't see any damage that he picked up anywhere. Car looks in good shape.
He's showing us P7, but I think he might be a bit further down than that now. Stephen Jenkins
place at the minute, and he's struggling again.
Through though past Chris Stone. Stone made a mistake in the side-by-side into the final corner. Stamenkovic going round the outside. So nice move there. So we'll see where it all shuffles out, and I'll be able to let you know where he is. He's gone over in 9th place now, so he lost ground on that lap. Yeah, we've only lost Stephen Jenkins, it seems, Mark. Did you see what happened to him?
No, mate, I was just trying to find out what happened to Richard, actually. Hang on, I'll see if I can find out for you, mate.
I mean, sorry, we haven't lost Stephen Jenkins, he's just a lap down, but lost him from the main bunch. Currently 23rd and last is, I think it's Cedric Vinsat. Sorry, Frank Hodak is 23rd and last.
Hang on. Yeah, I think I just found out what happened to him. I'll have another look, mate.
Alright. Just let us know when you find it. As Trevor Johnson leads by half a second.
Spicer just a little bit wide on that little kink turn. McPherson's making a move.
Just take a bit of getting used to the new black and orange skins for Trevor and Dave, but it's definitely helping them go faster. It's going to be quite interesting, Alex, actually, to see if Dave can beat Trevor in a straight fight, because historically it's not happened too many times.
No, I agree. I mean, Trevor always, well, this season's been really, really fast, and I think now they've got a teammate on board, maybe they've collaborated with the setup, so we'll see how Dave does.
Yeah, I mean, we've got the it's almost Formula 1-esque at the moment with two teammates racing off into the distance, but Cherney, well, he's keeping close enough to worry those guys. Matt Burnett's in 4th, and behind them, a very distant 5th, is Michael Middleton. He's already 6.5 seconds off 4th place, Alex.
Yeah, it's just, I'm surprised. I mean, I did mention that Michael was quite a way down in the qualifying time, so I'm not, compared to the top 3, so I'm not surprised to see him running away a little bit.
Stamenkovic is out, so whatever that was on the opening lap, he's not recovered from it.
Yeah, strange.
Strange, qualified 5th, and then, well,
I mean, I know
drop
some of
down.
the guys have been reporting things like force feedback dropping in the middle of sessions and stuff like that, and I imagine if something like that went with this guy, you know, you're really going to struggle. So let's hope it's not technical, folks. That'll be just a bit going for him.
Alex, you dislike the track so much that you're probably quite a good person to give us an assessment of what the challenges are. What do you need to be successful around here?
Ooh, as 3 or 4 cars get really close in the last corner there. Sorry, oh, this is going to be tight going into turn 1. Let's stay with that before I before I diagnose the track.
We've got, I think it's McPherson, Dodd, Emerton. Oh, there's contact there. I think it was
KRF are at war with each other. Get
I'm
them.
not sure who that was. I think it was Spicer who clipped Will Dodd there on the braking.
Is this what you like to see, Mark? Is it your teammates going at it? No team orders in there?
No, there's no team orders that just don't hit each other.
Alright, they got that part wrong then.
5 cars crossed the line within 1.3 seconds in the midfield pack, so it's extremely tight. And this is what we were hoping to see this season in the V8s, and this is what we're getting. We've got, 22 cars still going on the lead lap.
Yeah, I mean, so just to come back to your question you were saying about the track, I'm not really sure what it is, and I think that's why I dislike it so much, because for whatever reason I just seem to be a little bit slower than what I am everywhere else here. So I worked quite hard this week trying to build a set for the FW31 that's also here, so we're not in a bad place, but I still think I'm probably 3/10 off of where I would be compared to rivals anywhere else.
So meanwhile, we see at the front. Thanks for that, by the way, Alex. At the front, Trevor Johnson's just increased it to just over a second, and that's allowed Cherney to get right up to the rear end of Dave Oliver. So it's getting quite close there.
Yeah, these 3, I think they're going to be going at it for the whole race by the looks of it.
Yep, Burnett's 4.5 seconds off this battle.
We know typically that Johnson goes away really quickly, and then the guys can sort of eat back into him, but he hasn't managed to break away, so he's got his teammate for company on the same set probably, and Tobias is there as well, so this could be a rather juicy race.
Yeah, Oliver looks like he's close back in as well, so maybe he's just quicker in one part of the circuit, or maybe he made a slight mistake. But again, these two are going to have to race cleverly in order to keep Cherney behind. We haven't seen him do a great deal of overtaking this season, but when he has, he's made it count.
Yeah, you look at just looking at the lap times last time by as they crossed the line. Dave Oliver some half a second quicker than Johnson on that one. Obviously Tobias right there as well.
There is one fella you want to keep an eye on too, fellas, is that Adrian Stratford. I think he will, it's a long race, I think he might catch these blokes.
Yeah, he started 24th, he's already 5th.
Yeah, at some pace.
So, yeah, it is, and he's only about 5 seconds behind Matt Burnett, so we will keep an eye on him, Mark, thanks for that. Also, I think Nick Rainbird as well.
Yeah,
'Cause
26.90 was last lap, by the way, guys. So that's some serious pace.
Yeah, that's over half a second quicker than Johnson, and it's a good 3/10 quicker than Oliver and Cherney. So
you got the insider scoop on Adrian Mark. Who is he? Obviously, he's not new to the car.
No, he's not new to the car, but it's his first race tonight, mate, with ARL. So we welcome all the top fellas. Yeah, they seem to be getting interested in our series now, so it looks pretty good actually.
yeah, and he looks smooth and controlled out there. There's that midfield pack, Alex, still in very close company. Peters, McPherson, Dodd and Spicer. That's 3 of your guys, Mark. It looks pretty close there. They're all evenly matched.
Yeah, the 3 of them were putting out at pretty similar times in practice the other night, so this should be a good racing in the mid-pack here.
Luke Emerton, Alex, has made a mistake somewhere, or has had to come into the pits because he's now very close to being lapped. So something's gone on there.
15.5 seconds. I'm not sure what that was.
Yeah, I think that's when Trevor got tangled up, I think.
Oh, somebody's gone very wide at the final corner. Todd Parks has gone off into the gravel big time. I don't know how he managed to get so far into the gravel trap there, but he's going to lose his 20th place and he'll come across the line 21st. So he's lost a position to Frank Hodak.
Just having a quick look at that back on the replay. Yeah, nothing going on. It just missed his braking marker by the looks of it. It's the one good thing about that corner is that you've got an earth to slow the car down. So
yeah, there's not a lot of places on this track where you can hit walls very easily, but I think in that section there's a lot more runoff as through goes. Well, I think it was actually Peters defending from McPherson. I wonder if McPherson had passed him, and then there was a repass there.
Tobias had a little look on the back of going down into what is turn 2, but actually turn 1.
Problem is, it's quite hard to pass in that section because it's there's not much of a braking area for either of these two medium speed right-handers. And then again, even it's not a great passing place into the next corner as well.
Yeah, I would say
your
best bet probably is going into what is turn 2. Obviously they count the kink as turn 1, so
off goes I think that is Emerton.
Yeah, just probably letting the leaders through, staying out of the way.
I think the final corner is a good overtaking place. If you can get a run through the fast right-hander, then you can set your opponent up into that final corner, and even if you can't do that, you can follow them through there and again, like you said, make an attempt into turn 2. But Cherney's looking racy behind these guys.
Yeah, Tobias is somebody who gets quicker and quicker as the session goes on as well, so
yeah, he's pretty good at conserving his tyres. We saw he wasn't the other week, but he definitely
say the press con cars look
braking very late.
Yeah, sorry, talking over you there.
No, go.
The press com car seemed to be quicker as well. I was just sat on the gearbox cam, and you could physically see that Dave was able to pull away down the straight, so Tobias is going to have to do it through just getting a better drive out of the corner. It's going to be tricky for him to get past, I think.
The problem that these guys have got by setting the car up like that is that, with the goodness sake, there's a lot of short straights, medium speed straights, but there isn't anything that's really going to test the top speed of the car. So again, whether they're getting as much advantage as they could do out of that, I mean, they seem comfortable with it at the moment. Mark, what's the approach to setup that you guys took this week?
We ran the lowest diff, which was a 325. That gives you that good drive out of the corners. So that's probably what he's running. I'm not sure, but that's what it looks like.
So it's a short gear ratio, is it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So again, maybe Alex, they've gone for a slightly longer ratio, and I don't know.
Yeah, I
Maybe-
mean, it's possible, I guess, because you know, they're perhaps thinking for keeping the tyres underneath them, don't want to burn them up a little bit. So, but you
they
can
could
see
also
it
be
again.
running soft the rear
Tobias.
suspension, I suppose, in order to try and get more traction out of the corners.
I thought Tobias was going to have a little look into turn one. They've got really close to Trevor that last time by as well, going through the corkscrew. So
It is getting very close up there, isn't it? And you have to wonder, as Stratford has already caught Matt Burnett, would you believe?
yeah, this,
So this is going to be the battle on track now, Alex. They put a lap on Luke Emerton, who unfortunately is in that position where he's going to have to. This is his chance to get going while there's no lead lap cars coming past him.
yeah,
and look at this
7/10 of a
Stratford.
second.
Stratford's so much quicker than Burnett, and I think Burnett doesn't fight that too hard. Or maybe he does, I don't know. He's gone around the outside, he's got good drive. He's let the car release round the outside of the corner into the corkscrew. You've got to be brave here. And Burnett late on the brakes, good braking. And he defends the line beautifully. Excellent driving, Alex.
Yeah, that was great defending actually. Thought about
And I
that.
think
2 or 3
might-
corners ahead, a bit of a chess player is our Matty Burnett. Oh, maybe not.
Off he goes, but he'll survive that.
Yeah, and I think Stratford got a slowdown penalty as well because he had to cut the inside of the corkscrew a lot there.
Yeah, to try to make the move. But look, he's already caught back up to him. This should be a good battle, but I'm impressed by the defence there of Burnett. There was a much faster car behind him trying to pass, and he didn't yield.
We'll see now just how tricky this
Oh,
place is
look at
to
that, he's
overtake.
dived up the inside. And I wonder if Matt's just let that... I wonder if he's
Yeah.
just let him go there.
It does look a little bit like he's just let him have it there, so...
Because he came from a long way back. I don't know whether he saw him coming and maybe thought, oh, I'm going to get out of the way of this, or whether he just let him through. But either way, Adrian Stratford up into 4th, and like you said, Mark, he's going very quickly, and oh, you never know, he might trouble the front runners at the moment. But he lost 3 seconds on that lap. That's how much Burnett was slower on that previous tour. So the other battle on track is Nick Rainbird and Chris Stone. Now, Rainbird's kind of lost his way a little bit, hasn't he, this season? He was looking very strong at the beginning.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'm not quite sure how the guys are set with practice and things like that, but it don't quite look like they're on the top of the game as they were earlier on. I mean, Tobias is still right up there, so you have to think they're still sort of producing decent sets there, but perhaps Nick just doesn't have the time to practice as much.
No, maybe not. Maybe his young daughter's taking away all the seat time.
Yeah, that's what it is.
You're probably right there.
It's still 2 of your boys back again. KRF Motorsports. Stephen McPherson and Will Dodd battling over 10th. They're very close together. So, and again, like I said, they've been very evenly matched and running good times in practice, and like showing that in the race.
Yeah, nothing between them last time by.
And they'll come over the line with just half a second separating them, so that one's going to run and run, I think. We haven't really mentioned the Compass cars yet today. Alex, Michael Middleton is 6th, Jason Scandalera is 9th, and it's a quiet day for them, but they'll be happy with these points if it stays like this.
Yeah, I think so. We're used to seeing those guys in the top 10 most weeks now, so but perhaps not as far down as 9th for Scandalora, so I expect that he might try and work his way back up through the pack. I mean, we're only just over 20 minutes into the race now, so as Tobias looks like he's jumping into the pits, this could be an early pit stop for him. Maybe he's thinking strategy.
It's an hour-long race, but you know what these tyres are like, so let's see if this pays off. We saw him jump into the pits early in one of the other races, didn't it? It didn't quite work, so...
Yeah, he got caught up in the traffic. Actually, let's jump on him and see where he's going to come out.
This should...
So I'd
I
be
think he
intrigued.
should come out between Chris Stone and Jason Scandalera, so that'd be 9th place. I think there's a gap there. just see what happens. So Rainbird's through, Stone's through, so there'll be 10 seconds to Scandalera.
Yeah, there's a lot of fuel going on board as well, so he's filling it out for the rest of the race, I would think. Mark, strategy-wise,
through.
what are we thinking? Can we just a one-stop required, or are people tight and might have to two-stop?
It should only be one stopper, mate. There's a pretty big range of like pit stop range you got in this race tonight, so yeah, they got plenty of options.
Yeah, 1 hour long as always, and you've got to really conserve the tyres, I think, here, and that's the thing that Cherney's going to have to be mindful of. He does come out ahead of Stephen McPherson, so just behind Scandalera. So that's roughly where we thought he would come out. And it's relatively clear the air there as well, so he should be able to get some good laps in. The only problem is, well, I mean, he can get the undercut with the tyres, but he's going to be carrying more fuel, so
Trevor Johnson's into the pits. Sorry to interrupt there. Johnson's in. Looks like he's going to cover off Tobias, so he doesn't want that undercut getting past him. So let's keep an eye on him, see how long his stop is as well. I think this might also force Dave Oliver in. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Oliver carries on for now, but you would have thought it'd make sense to pit the both guys together on, you know, one garage per car here, not per team. So,
well, I know they're not on the same team speak, so yeah, because Dave's just a bit further down, but no sign of Trevor, so they're probably not.
Oh, there's Cherney, look. So
yeah.
Cherney's through.
Just one lap, did it easy. 17.1 seconds though for Johnson. I mean, that's massive stop in comparison. 2.1 second difference.
Yep, and I mean, look at that, he's paid the price. So Oliver, but the thing is here is Cherney's stuck behind Scandalera and not being able to get through. You can see he's weaving around the track to really try to, yeah, and he goes through there. Scandalera makes a mistake, so he should now be able to get the position under braking. This right, oh, in fact, he's well past him up into this left-hander.
It's the difference in the fresh rubber there just coming out. So
yeah, turn 5. It's a good overtaking place if you've got the advantage.
Yeah, I think if Dave pits now and he gets sort of like a 15-second stop, he's got a chance to take the lead in this one, and we'll see what sort of pace he had, because he was able to keep up with his teammate pretty comfortably. Speaking
of pace, Adrian Stratford started 24th. He's now only 7.5 seconds off the lead, would you believe? And his last, well, all his laps have been extremely consistent. It's been into the 126s 5 times. So he's obviously really got it dialed in around here. Laguna Seca Raceway. Looks quite a simple track on paper, this, isn't it? But the elevation changes mean that it's anything but at times.
Yeah, why don't we take a look at Adrian actually, and next time he comes round we'll jump on board with him, and you can take us through a lap of Laguna Seca.
Yeah, no worries. Can do that.
We'll use the new gyro cam. Give the guys an idea.
Just check for Dave pitting first, and then hopefully we can get on this lap. Because you have to think Oliver will notice they've come in, and he should. Well, you would think he might dive in here, but let's see.
No, he stays out.
No, he doesn't. Carries on.
Yeah, he's gone.
He's thinking long haul then, I think, for the race. So
we'll jump on board with Adrian then as he comes round the final corner onto the main straight. Just it curves round to the left, as you can see after the start-finish straight. See the camber working away with this gyro cam. It's a great idea, this. It's a hard braking, and he stays in the middle of the road for this double apex left-hander. Turns, well, it'll be turn 2 onto that, and down up into 3. So 3's an opening corner. Oh, you see the back end working hard there, trying to get away from him. Another opening corner in turn 4. Now 5's tricky because you can run wide if you're not careful. He's done well there. He's hit the apex, using all the racetrack and a little bit of the dirt out there. You don't want to brake on that, on the dirt or the curb. Flings it up into 6. Got to be careful not to hit the red sausage curve, and now this is the corkscrew. One of the most infamous corners in the world. It turned in nicely, and you've just got to hammer the throttle as you go down the hill. The camber will help you, as it will through this corner here. Coming up into turn 10. Trickier than it looks at times, can run wide there, and he looks pretty smooth here. There's Stratford, and into the final corner, so easy to outbrake yourself, but if you get a nice run onto the straight, then you should get a good lap time here at Laguna Seca. Great track, and a difficult one, but Stratford made it look easy there, boys.
Yeah, great lap from him there, and you were saying about the elevation changes, you can really see that with the gyro cam there, so good addition.
It struck me how much the camber affects you as well. There's some corners that were almost banked corners, and you don't think of it round here, but
well, that's one thing that I've certainly learned this week, is that it's the key to getting a good lap time is using that additional camber, and tucked right in, right next to the sausage curbs as well. There's an extra couple of degrees of camber that you can't always see, but you hit them and the car just gets pulled around. And I think you know, from the past, I've perhaps not been using all of the circuit up the inside, playing a bit safe, and this is why I've been a few tenths off, and yeah, banging the amount of laps in like I've done this week's really sort of helped me and find that extra little bit of time. I'm perhaps a lot closer this time around than I have ever been before. So
yeah, the margin for error here isn't great, is it, with the sausage curbs? I mean, I once hit a sausage curb in the IndyCar and it broke the suspension and just threw me off into the wall. So again, you've got to be so precise at these speeds, and I know the V8 supercars are... Oh, as he twitches there, Stratford, but I know the V8 supercars are better at riding the curbs, but well, you still can't afford to hit them too hard, as we can see now that Cherney is a second in front of Johnson for 5th and 6th.
yeah, and we've got Middleton and Rainbird having a bit of a battle here as well.
Oliver still hasn't pitted, but by looking at the times, it looked like you lose about 38 seconds in the pits. So Oliver is, well, he's not in a great position here. He's losing time, hand over fist. However, pitting later, it will allow him the boost of fresher tyres, which might be the key at the end.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna give up track position, I think.
It's a lot of time to lose, though.
And he's gonna have to build it back. So I just can't help but thinking track position is gonna be key.
Yeah, as Cherney comes out, I think that was Oliveira just coming just to lap. So now we've only got 14 cars on the lead lap. It's quite a short lap here, isn't it, boys? It's can get lapped quite quickly around here, so it shows the importance of staying with the main pack.
Yeah, I mean, even in these V8s, we're looking at what, 126, 127 laps. So
yep.
I mean, that's very short. I mean, I know in the Williams that we're doing it in 1:01, so it gives you an idea how short it is. So,
but I mean, we've seen this as Shane Brook loses the position to Jason Scandalera. We've seen these V8 supercars in this series round Spa-Francorchamps, and it's 2.5 minutes plus, isn't it? So again, that's the difference.
Just want to give a shout out to anyone who's watching the stream at the moment, and apologise, we're looking like we might be a little bit choppy. Apologies for that, not really sure what's going on there. So seems like some of the spectator camera angles, it just doesn't like too much.
As Will Dodd goes past Stephen McPherson for 6th place. Don't think either of these men have pitted yet. They're going along nicely. Have you noticed anything here, Mark, about your boys' performance?
Yeah, mate, they're actually going pretty good. Like, for the times we were doing, compared to the other blokes, like the top fellas, they're going really well. To be up the top 10, 2 of them at the moment. Although Nick behind them hasn't, he has pitted. These two haven't pitted yet, so it wasn't a bad move by Bill.
Oh, it's one of the drivers just off there to the side. Not sure who that was. think it was Luke Emerton who's just pulled off the road to the side there.
Mate Burnett's done his pit stop.
He might have had enough.
Yeah, 19.4 second stop for Burnett. So
Burnett comes out just behind Middleton. I think Middleton's pitted, hasn't he? So I think that might be a position change.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
he has.
So you'd expect a slightly shorter stop, wouldn't you, by Burnett, given that he's gone over half distance. This race is flying past, isn't it? 35 minutes gone already. And you can see at the front that Stratford's got the gap down to Oliver to 5 seconds now, so he's taking a good 3/10 a lap out of him. And Cherney's only 30 seconds behind, so Cherney will retake the lead, barring an absolute disaster for him. But again, it takes a while to get the fuel in these cars, doesn't it? And as you go along, as you get towards the end of the race, the effect of putting more fuel in the pit stop, putting less fuel in the pit stop, almost equalises the time lost, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the thing. What Dave's perhaps going for, he's going to have a bit more of a sort of splash and dash style stop, I think, just to try and retain track position. But yeah, we'll see how that's going to pan out. I mean, the person we need to keep an eye on is Adrian. What's he going to do with his strategy here? I mean, he's closing in quite a rate. It was a second a lap that last time by, so actually he's in the pits. So I wondered if he was going to decide to box it and not catch Dave.
Someone's off at the final corner.
Yeah,
Let's see who that is.
See him rejoining there in the
I
distance.
think it might be Hodak, possibly, but let's see then as Cherney goes through, and then
So does
Johnson's through.
Yeah, Johnson through as well.
So where is Stratford going to emerge?
Still quite a way behind, I think. As Johnson's just coming out of going into turn 3 now. Still can't see Stratford in the pit exit, so he's got a lot of work to do. But he has got a lot fresher rubber out there. 25 minutes to go. You have to think he's going to be able to have a little go at trying to close these guys down.
Yeah, there's a good 7 or 8 laps on the tyres for Cherney and Johnson. So Stratford with fresh rubber, and he has been the fastest man on the track pretty much all the way through as well. So see how that plays out. Now Dave Oliver's got a fight on his hands to maintain 4th place. If I were him, I'd probably get in now. The lap after Stratford, I mean, he was 5 seconds. He's going through again. He's not pitting again. So
He decided to go for the longer strategy.
yeah, I mean, it might work. His times are still good. So he's still in the 27s. So it's not hurting him too much. But the only problem he has here is the others are, well, you know what? After a few laps on the tyres, Cherney and Johnson are only doing the same times as Oliver. So. But they've got a heavier car, haven't they? So
Yeah, I mean, we look at the gap, it's 29 seconds, so they've caught up perhaps 3 or 4 seconds in the since their pit stop. So I mean, they've got an advantage on him, but it's whether or not
more than that. Yeah, it's a
I
lot.
mean, it's whether or not Dave's stop is going to be about 5 seconds short. I mean, that's what he's basically planning on. I mean, Adrian's stop was still an 18.8 seconds, which is 3 seconds more than what Tobias's was. So you'd think at this point they're going to be filling it a lot less. So
Stratford's 13 seconds behind Cherney, which is more than when it's more than when Cherney and Johnson pitted originally. So yeah, he has got his work cut out for him.
I think
This
that's
last lap, well, we'll see what he comes round on this lap. He only did a 30.9 the previous time
he
round.
stays out again. So does Dave. So
I just think that, well, again, he's going to have to hope for a really quick stop. If he can get out in front, Alex, he's got this thing won.
oh, totally. His tyres will be so much fresher. He'll pull away those few laps, and like instantly, like a good chunk of time as well. And then from there, he'll just be able to defend the position, no problem.
Even if he doesn't get out in front, he's going to have a chance to attack these guys. To me, though, it's not easy to get past when your opponent doesn't want you to come through. Here at Laguna Seca, I think it's a difficult track to overtake.
Yeah, Will Dodd, another driver who hasn't pitted yet. Mark, you're not going to be giving too much away at this point, but when's he expecting in?
Oh, mate, wouldn't have a clue. He does his own thing once he gets in the car. But I'd say it wouldn't be too far along before he's out of fuel, mate. So
Call yourself a team
Yeah, I
principal.
think he's coming in. Look,
Oh, here he comes.
he's coming in now, mate.
He's in now, so where is he going to come out?
Oh, someone rejoining the track there. I thought we were going to have a collision, but
You think that Dodd might come out around Chris Brooks, Brett Spicer, that kind of area? So he was fighting with Peters, wasn't he, before? So
let's have a look what his pit stop is, because this might give us an idea.
Well, McPherson will be the key car here, won't he?
Yeah, Jason and Stephen, yeah. Oh, Jason's just gone through.
So through comes the leader.
It's a long old stop again, 18.7 seconds. So
He's,
We'll get him out in front of McPherson, though.
I thought we were going to see like a real short stop there, but not the
It's
case.
not. It's 5. Well, it was 5 seconds shorter, was it? Than Dodd.
It was shorter than
One of the other
McPherson,
stops?
but I was just thinking it'd be shorter than people like Tobias and that pitted a lot earlier. So I'm quite surprised to see them. You know. I think I was going to mention this earlier. Actually, this is what the timed race can really throw out. When you've got a fixed number of laps, it's really easy to calculate exactly how much fuel you've got. But when it's a
Yep.
timed race, it's all about the pace of the leaders earlier on. You know, you might well might be 1 lap shorter or 1 lap longer. You're not really sure. So, and if the clock hits at a certain point, you're going to end up doing an extra lap as well. So
Yep.
there's a margin of error that I think the guys maybe over-calculate and put a little bit too much extra fuel in because they're too worried about it. So whereas you know, you just the right amount normally. So I think we've seen some of that.
It's an inexact science, isn't it? That's the problem. And these guys, I mean, they've got 20 minutes left. Dave Oliver still hasn't pitted yet, and he's actually running his pace. It's funny because the longer he stays out, the more his pace levels off with the guys behind. This could be a masterstroke by Dave.
Yeah, the key for him is, I think, is making sure he puts just enough fuel in to get it to the end, so it's a short stop.
27.5 for Oliver, 27.4 for Cherney, 27.5 for Johnson, 26.1 for Stratford. Goodness me.
Yeah, he's closing in fast now.
He's still 7.5 seconds behind Johnson, though. So we'll see, and he's got some traffic, but that's serious pace. He might even be able to threaten the win today. I mean, it's going to be very tough for him, but because Cherney and Johnson won't be easy to pass.
No, not at all. I think
They're fighting for the championship as well, which Stratford isn't. So I think they're
Yeah,
going
well,
to fight him hard.
well, I mean, you say that, but
Maintain
there's also the element that is if he gets a little run on them, then perhaps, you know, they'll give the position up because, you know, they are thinking of the championship a little bit now. We're over halfway in the season, so
Maybe. I mean, they do know how much this win means, but having said that, you might be right. If they just finish ahead of each other, that might be the case. Oliver's in. Oliver pits.
yeah, let's keep an eye on this this stop then, see what he does.
So this is going to be, well, this is the key point of the race now. 43 minutes have been done. We're here at Laguna Seca. Andrew Woodhouse, Mark Noble, Alex Simpson with you.
Yeah, Tobias coming through the second from last corner. I think, I just can't. He's definitely going to get through.
If Dave can leave the box quickly, he's got the pit limited line right in front.
10,
He needs
11,
to leave the box
12.
now, doesn't he?
Yeah, this is longer than he needed. Much
14.
longer.
16 seconds now. There goes his
20
teammate.
seconds. Oh, this has got to be some sort of pit lane
Stratford's going.
penalty or something like that. 22 second stop. That is the longest stop we've had.
That's shot the fox, hasn't it, for Oliver? Oh dear.
Yeah, to me that looks like that's got to be some sort of penalty. The longest stop we've had all race, so he didn't need to put much fuel in, so whew,
And that's putting well out of contention for the win now.
disastrous.
Unfortunately, he's turned a great run into, well, fourth at best it looks like. So it's between Cherney, Johnson and Stratford for the win.
And where's Johnson? Johnson, I don't know what's going on with Johnson, but he's under a lot of pressure.
Right, he must have made a mistake because he was 4 seconds in front of him coming over the line, and that's not what you want.
Let's see
and he's lost it. He's off. He's off at the corkscrew and he's into the gravel. Stratford's through, and that's absolute disaster for Johnson. Oliver's sliding through the corkscrew as well.
Just having a quick look at it.
Through.
Just having a look back what went on there, and Johnson lost it going into turn 1. Massive lock up, back end kicking out. I'm going to stay with this because I just jumped to a replay before Johnson lost it, so we'll see the corkscrew incident as well.
His tyres are going to be ruined after 2 big incidents, and maybe that was the key. Maybe that was why he lost it at the corkscrew. I mean, Mark, we know that once you overheat the tyres, it's hard to get them back, isn't it?
Oh, and these things, mate, yeah, definitely. And that corkscrew, if you get your brakes on just over that first little rise, mate, it'll throw you wherever it wants to.
Yep. That's it. It's very bumpy, very tough, and you're not braking in a straight line there as well. And that might be one of the things that cost Johnson in that one as Oliver gets past the lap traffic. So Oliver now finds himself in 3rd place, and Cherney finds himself with a comfortable lead of 8.6 seconds. But with 15 minutes left, he's got Stratford behind him, and Stratford is probably half a second to a second a lap quicker than Tobias. So, well, it's got a lot. There's a lot of racing still to come here at Laguna Seca. We're glad everybody can join us for this ARL-TV V8 Supercar round. We do appreciate everybody watching.
Yeah, and just to give a big shout out again to all the people that make it happen. You've got obviously Mark here in the commentary box. Without you, nothing would happen. ApexRacingLeague.com, they host everything and organise all this. So, you know, big thanks to them. Go and join the website there and get involved in the community. ApexRacing.com.
Yeah, and if you're watching, as Cherney's very sideways around turn 1. If you're watching this at home and you like what you see, then tell your friends, tell your other members of the sim racing community, get everybody watching. We want as many viewers as possible, and what better on a Saturday morning to do some great action.
And yeah, don't forget to follow us on
and Tobias Cherney.
I look close down there as well, just as we carry on with the plug story. Apex Racing UK and ARL-TV, Facebook, Twitter. Don't forget Pagnini and Imports as well. So shout out to those guys putting up some prizes for this championship. AC Sim equipment as well. I'm sure actually I will speak to Frank and we'll put up a brake mod up for grabs in this championship as well. So we'll give away a winner. We'll get Mark to pick that out at the end of the championship. Kimmy's Rural Fencing. Big shout out and thanks to Mark again. Mark, you do everything for this championship, mate, so where's the appreciation? I don't know. And you're in the commentary booth as well now.
Is that to have a break from driving this week as well?
And
yeah, I needed it today, mate.
Let's not forget simgarage.com as well, another new sponsor that's come on board with the FW31 team, Kevin Parrish and the crew over at simgarage.com, sponsoring us and joining the team. So it's a big shout out and thanks to those guys as well.
Former rival of yours, Kevin? IndyCar Series?
Yeah, now former rival, now teammate.
Remember that great battle you had with Parrish at Watkins Glen? First ever IndyCar race we broadcasted here. We had 29 cars on the grid that day. Almost as many today, 24, but we've still got 20 cars still going. 21 cars still running. Todd Parks is in the pits, 3 laps down, but he's still running. Romer Alcala's 19th. Very quiet day for him. I'm surprised. I'm surprised he's not slightly further up in one of his home races.
Yeah, I think it's the Babby keeping him up at night.
Oh dear. Well, that's to be expected.
He's too busy posting his baby's pictures on Facebook, mate.
Yeah, we were talking about it. It's his other half that's doing all the posting. And he was saying to her that she needs to post the ones with the, you know, oh, got very close into the corkscrew there. The ones where he's having, you know, he's screaming fits that he's got to deal with as well. Just to put the real world in it. I said it's not all happy smiles then. Nice to know.
He's a proud of you, Daddy, isn't he?
Oh, he is very,
He is.
very much so.
He is, and he deserves it. And again, a shout out to them. And Roma's been a big part of this community, and it's great to see that new arrival for him. And meanwhile, Cherney, well, 5.5 seconds is his lead. Stratford's closing at second a lap, so our championship leader is going to come under some duress very shortly. Dave Oliver third and Trevor Johnson fourth. Oliver's pulled out a gap of nearly 8 seconds over Trevor.
Yeah, I think after Johnson made the mistake there, he just needs to let the tyres cool down. There's some big lockups that he had there, and get him into order, and then just consolidate his 4th place and not worry about it. So it's not what he wanted for the championship. Obviously he was pushing hard, just what made the mistake.
The problem is things like that only get worse, don't they? Especially like we said in this V8 Supercar, you spin the tyres up and you wear the tyres. The more you wear it, it just becomes exponential, the amount of slide at the back. And again, 2 mistakes cost Johnson there on the same lap.
And you can
Obviously
see
the chance of
Adrian in the
second place.
background now as well, as Tobias was crossing the start-finish line. So I'll tell you what, this is going to be a bit of a close finish.
I mean, without that mistake, Alex, I think Stratford would have only just caught Johnson now. Because he had a 4-second lead over him when he went off the track. So this would have been very different, especially for Cherney. But Stratford's been very impressive. Like I said, 24th on the grid. He started right at the back to get through a lot of traffic. But he worked his way up to 5th within the first 6 or 7 laps. He's not really looked back from there. Still 10 drivers on the lead lap. Will Dodd the last of them, but I think he's going to succumb to the leader very soon. Michael Middleton's got ahead of Matt Burnett. He's now 5th. Rainbird is 7th. It's Stone 8th, and they're less than a minute behind still, so good runs from them.
Yeah, Rainbird slowly working his way up there. Perhaps we, you know, need to retract what we said there. He's getting it together.
Yeah, I don't think he's quite had the pace, unfortunately, that he had at the start of the season. For instance, at Okayama, he was one of the quickest cars out there, and he has been at some of the other, like Virginia and places like that. So
Yeah, I mean his fastest lap is only 1 minute 27.9 today, so quite a way off of the leader's pace.
but it looks like he's driven consistently. I'm sure Lenovo will work with that though, and they'll get back up there, and hopefully those two guys, especially Roma and Nick, so they've got more time, they'll be able to put in some good performances.
We haven't seen Tommy Kumper for a couple of weeks there as well now, so obviously he was championship leader at one point, so this hopefully we'll see him back next week.
Yeah, and he was very keen to win the championship, so...
Oh, someone a little bit sideways on the last corner in the background.
I think it might have been Stone. But Cherney leads by 4.3 seconds on lap 35, so it's a lot of laps today in this 1 hour timed race. Last time round, Alex, 4/10 was the difference between Stratford and Cherney, so he's catching him slowly, but that's not enough.
No, I think at that pace Tobias is going to be okay.
Cherney was very sideways into the final corner. He did a bit of the Tony Repisards do there. Back end dancing all over the place.
It just, I mean, that's the only thing that probably could do it for Adrian, is the pressure that he's putting him on by closing at half a second a lap.
I think Cherney's driving is becoming a little bit erratic. At the back end, I think his rear tyres have gone.
Yeah, 3.5 seconds. You've got to remember he's got a lot fresher rubber on him as well as Adrian, so if he gets up to him, he's going to be out of play.
If we jump on board, Alex, with Cherney, we'll be able to see just how much he's fighting the car at the moment. He's not normally like that in the cockpit. We can see up into turn 5. That looks okay, but it's the big braking zones he's having trouble with. So the corkscrew, turn 1. It's not wanting to put the power down very easily. Got some traffic in front. You can just tell he's struggling for grip though. This final corner as well, that last lap he drifted it round.
That marker gets out of the way nice and quickly. It's just
Didn't
what
look
we
too
want.
bad on that lap actually. And it's a 27.5, so slightly quicker than the previous time round. Stratford 26.9, though, it's been the 26s the last 2 laps. It's very close to the car coming down.
2.9 seconds now the gap.
And 5 minutes remaining. Looks like it's going to be one of those finishes, Alex.
Yeah, remember you're deducting the gridding time as well, so it's actually 6 minutes 20 left as well. So we're talking maybe 3 or 4 laps. So
Yeah,
for
and
sure
is there an
Adrian's
extra
going to
lap
get
as
up to
well?
him.
And one more lap after time as well, isn't it?
Yep.
So an exciting finish in prospect. Just quickly, Mark, have you enjoyed being in the commentary box today with us?
Yeah, it's the second time I've done it, mate. It's, oh, hang on. Something's wrong with Adrian.
Yeah, I saw him just pull over actually.
A slowdown penalty, possibly?
He was halfway down the straight. Yeah, it could have been. Looks like it.
Let's have a look. Just go back and see. Oh, I think he just lost it, didn't he? No, I think it must have been a slowdown penalty because strange place to stop. That might have cost him any chance he had.
Yeah, I don't think he's got any chance from where he is now.
He's lost about 2 seconds on that lap. At least.
It's more than that. It's about 4.
Oh, yeah, 31.9 to 5 seconds. Goodness. Well, that's done it, I think. I think he might catch him now, but he won't get past him. Oh dear. So whatever mistake that was, it's cost him. Cost him big time, and it's just spoiled the finish, unfortunately, for us, but you never know. Still time left. Over 5 minutes here at Laguna Seca. Just quickly to go through the order with a couple of minutes left. Cherney leads from Adrian Stratford, Dave Oliver 3rd, Trevor Johnson 4th, then Michael Middleton in 5th. Compass will be happy with that. Matt Burnett in 7th, Nick Rainbird 7th. Sorry, Matt Burnett 6th, Nick Rainbird 7th. I'll get the words out eventually. Chris Stone 8th, Jason Scandalera 9th, Will Dodd 10th, Chris Brooks 11th, Stephen McPherson 12th, Brett Spicer 13th, then Peters in 14th, Shane Brook in 15th, Joe Oliveira 16th, then Cedric Finsack, Jamie Fuchs in 18th, Romer Alcala, Frank Hodak, and I believe the rest have retired. I think we've lost... Oh no, Parks is back on the track, so he's 8 laps down, but he's still going. Stephen Jenkins, Luke Emerton and Richard Semenkovic are all out of the race. So it looks now, Alex, plain sailing for Cherney.
Yeah, he doesn't really need to push now. That'll give him the gap he needs just to calm down a little bit. And
1:28.0 on the previous lap as well. It looks like he's dialed it back a tiny bit.
yeah, he knows now. Just conserve the car and bring it home.
Still 9 cars on the lead lap. And I think this might be the first time we've had over 20 finishes, Alex. I'm not sure whether we've had that before.
You're right, I don't think we have actually. I think we've certainly had more than that on the grid, but to actually bring them home.
We're going to get 21 finishes, it looks like. So that's good. Like
It's
I say,
nice
we lost
to see a lot of
Semenkovic early.
regular returning faces as well. You know, they just keep on coming back week in, week out now as well. And then we've got a few that sort of doing races here, there, and everywhere as well. So when they come in, it's just nice to see this championship still going strong.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll get, you know, bigger grids even next season. I mean, the championship supports what, 42 cars, is it? Most of the tracks, or is it 35, something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
We can get big grids. So if you, hey, look, if you're experienced V8 driver or not, our racing member, then come on down and try your hand at it. We'd welcome you into the league. That's for sure.
Oh dear, someone got very out of shape there in the corkscrew. Nearly took out Middleton in 5th place there as well. I think that was one of your KRF lads, Mark.
Don't tell me that.
So I'm sure Middleton had kittens there.
I'm not sure who that was. I think it was Spicer, wasn't it?
I think it was Brett, actually. Unusual for old Brettles.
Have a look. Oh, goodness me. Oh, it was so close. He did well to avoid him, actually. And then I think he got a slow down, poor beggar, for missing the corner. Oh, so just compounding the misery there for Spicer. 14th place, I think you'll be happy with that. Did start 9th though. Probably be a little bit disappointed he's not in the top 10, but I think he'll be happy he's finished the race.
Chris Stone got his hand full with back markers at the minute.
Yeah, and that's not doing him any favours trying to chase down Matt Burnett. These guys have been pretty close together all the way through, as we're getting close to the final lap.
Yeah, 50 seconds to go, so let's just jump on with the leader, see where he is. Well, he's going to do this one, but I think it'll be 1 lap to go at the end of this lap.
Final corner, first corner, sorry, for Cherney. Lap 41.
Yeah, and Stratford back into the 26s as well. Yeah, I'm not sure, still not sure really what went on there. It was a bit, oh, he's made a mistake big time. Just about kept it out of the wall.
Oh, it's not what you want to do at the end of the race.
Where's Dave Oliver? I don't think he's close enough.
He might be if he doesn't get it back on the track, Stratford. Goodness me, that wasn't the most graceful re-entry to the track you've ever seen. But Dave Oliver not close enough to battle with him.
And time is up and the white flag is showing, so next time by it'll be 1 lap to go.
Yeah, Tobias Cherney's only got about 2.5 miles to go. He'll be very pleased with this performance. I think he's seen off Trevor Johnson, he's seen off the challenge of PRS Comms, and he's also seen off the new challenge of Adrian Stratford.
And apparently, as he's weaving, the white flag come out early. I never really understand this blimmin' white flag rule. That's the only thing that we can ever moan about with the timing. We just don't know when the white flag comes out. But Tobias will be delighted with that. Takes the victory here at Laguna Seca. The all new and improved Laguna Seca.
Well, it's a good job we cut to him then, isn't it?
It was.
The white flag was out. Oh dear. Adrian Stratford second. Dave Oliver third. And then we're just going to wait for Trevor Johnson, who's only 3 seconds ahead of Middleton, Alex, so he must have made more mistakes in his second stint.
Yeah, I mean, he had a faultless first stint as well. He didn't really pit early. He was like bang on in the middle of the race.
And Burnett, and there was an incident there, Alex. You need to go back and have a look here. Oh, Matt Burnett just lost it at the corkscrew. Oh, I lost the back end on the final lap. And that's probably cost him 2 positions. He couldn't get it back round. He was in the middle of the road.
God, oh jeez.
Chris Stone. Oh, he got hit by that's Oliveira, isn't it, that he got hit by?
Disastrous for Burnett there. He was looking good for a solid race, but
and he still hasn't finished, has he? He has now.
Oh, he got a lot of damage on that car as well.
So 9th for him, Will Dodd 10th, Chris Brooks 11th, and Stephen McPherson 12th. So good run. I think since we've got a guest in the commentary box, Alex, I think we should turn it over to Mr. Noble for our driver of the day. Who's the pick, Mark?
A few there, isn't there? Well, I can't give it any more, Blake, can I?
You can give it to whoever you want, but yeah, let's not fix it. Rigged.
I'll give it. I think Nick pretty well deserves it. He's very consistent all race. Started sixth and ended sixth against some top drivers there, so I reckon Nick would be the man.
Yep. Okay, Nick Rainbird. He actually started 11th, Mark, so he's done well to come through. Nick Rainbird, driver of the day. Alex, for you, who is it?
Even with these off-track excursion on that last lap, I think I still want to give it to Adrian. 24th to second, fantastic drive. We know he's quick, and first race in the championship. And I think you need to sort of stand up and recognise what sort of a race he had, and
yeah, and potentially he could have won that as well without the mistakes at the end.
Indeed.
So that's a terrific performance from the back to the front. Some of the good drives in there.
As you said, 21 drivers finished as well, so...
Yeah, they did, so...
Great to see.
Todd Parks was 8 laps down. He probably wouldn't be classified, but still finished. So we've seen a great V8 supercar race here. And what was the key to Tobias's victory then, Alex? I think it seemed like the pit stops were...
That was it.
I mean, he got the strategy perfect.
Yeah, he made the call to pit when he did. I think perhaps he forced Johnson in a bit early. Johnson tried to cover him off, but it was too late. And I think Trevor needed to recalculate fuel or something like that, and his stop was quite a bit longer. So yeah, Tobias nailed it with his strategy. I think there he thought about it. He was in a good position, and he's like, right, I'm going to need this. He calculated it well, and yeah, that did the business for him today.
Yeah, because at the beginning of the race, it really did look like those three were going to be glued together, but the pit stops just spread everybody out there in the middle of the race, and I think Dave Oliver pulled off a good strategy, which was slightly. I mean, we're going to have to find out what happened to him in the pits there, because he lost, as you said, he lost nearly 10 seconds in the pits, and without that, he would have finished second possibly. So I think again we'll have to figure out what happened to Dave in the pits, whether he took on extra fuel or what. But it was a good solid top 5 for Middleton as well, and he only finished 1 and a bit seconds behind Johnson. So I don't know what Johnson was doing at the end. Just take a quick look at Johnson's lap times. First stint he was like a metronome, he was perfect. Oh, you know what, Alex, I think the lap that he went off, I think he ruined his tyres.
Yeah, I think so as well. He just heated them up too much, scrubbed them.
Because if you see, he was in the 27s nearly every lap, and then he goes off on lap 29 and has a 140, and then he's 28.3, 29.1, 30, 30, 29, 30, and then 30's all the way to the end. So 3 seconds just because of those couple of incidents that cost him per lap. That's how much you can't afford to overheat these tyres in the V8. And we've seen that a lot, haven't we, actually, Alex, this season, that people who've made the odd mistake they've just gone backwards, haven't they? It happened to Stamenkovic at the beginning.
Yeah, exactly that. I was just having a quick look at the replay of the start, actually. It was Adrian Stratford who I commented about going off the track, but that was literally because he got such a fantastic start and was roaring past people.
Well, he went off at the turn 1, did he?
No, he was using sort of like the concrete area on the right hand side.
Oh, to pass people?
Yeah.
Alright, on the outside.
Yeah.
Brilliant. I mean, what was his start? I mean, he must have passed people quickly though after that, because he must have passed at least another 10 cars in the next 5 laps.
Yeah, we can see him making moves now. I mean, 1, 2, 3. God, there's loads of people behind him already. So yeah.
he must have just been on it in those first couple of laps. It's a shame I couldn't see that, but again, I think that does deserve a driver of the day performance. I know I think Cherney really is the actual driver of the day. I think he made no mistakes at all. But if Stratford had started second and finished 13 seconds behind you, it would have been easily Cherney's award. But
Indeed.
to come from 24th like that on a track where, again, overtaking's, it's not impossible as we've seen, but it's not easy. And you sort of seat of your pants stuff when you overtake around here. So.
Well, it doesn't look like we're going to get anyone come up who wants to have an interview. Bit of a shame, but yeah, so I think we'll just sort of wrap it up. Where are we at next week, Mark?
Hang on. Haven't got that far yet, mate.
Rest assured we are here next week. We did have a week's break. We are here next week. We'll be at the same time next week, 11 o'clock.
Yep, same time.
Same time, same place. We just need to figure out the track.
Calls himself an administrator.
Oh, hang on, I've got it written down here somewhere.
You can just see him, can't you? Just papers flying up in the air, trying to find where we are next week.
Yeah,
Round 12.
Road Atlanta, boys.
Atlanta, oh, that could
okay.
be interesting.
Should be good. It was a good one last time we went there, actually. Completely changed my opinion of the track, so hopefully we'll get a good race there. So, but yeah, thanks for everything, Mark and Alex. Been a pleasure as usual. I'd like to again just thank the sponsors for one more time. Everybody who supports this league. And next week, you know, we'd appreciate it if everybody could tune in again. Love to have you with us for the next round at Road Atlanta. So from all of us here, it's goodbye.
Let's cut that. We've got some people joined the commentary box wanting an interview. They're a bit late, but they're there. Let's cut back to it. Sorry, guys.
All right.
They just got in time. They're all chatting down there. I thought, oh crap, gonna need an interview. So let's grab the leader up, the winner. Sorry.
Yes.
Tobias, you just about caught us. We were about to cut the stream off. No one looked like they wanted an interview, so. But you jumped in the channel. Congratulations on another victory today. Tell us a little bit about your race and what was it that you think won you that race?
Yeah, I'm happy to be here again, and it was a really intense race this time. I think I was lucky with my pit strategy that this time it worked out, and I had no traffic when I came back. After the start, I thought I failed after letting Dave through and had these two same cars in front, and I knew I could go faster, but it was not possible to overtake there without problems. But after this pit stop, it worked quite fine, and I could lead the race. Well, Dave was in front, but I saw that I closed the gap and he wouldn't be in front after his pit stop. But I saw Adrian coming closer and closer. I thought I was not sure that if he started, because he didn't set a quali time. But obviously he started from back end, and somehow during the first 10 laps I saw him in the right box, and I saw he will become a problem if he closes up that fast, and so I was pushing with my old tires, but fortunately he had some problems, and I could win this race.
Yeah, we were keeping a close eye on him. That gap was coming down quite quickly at one point, and we thought perhaps actually that maybe you were being forced into pushing a little bit harder, and I think a couple of mistakes crept in, and we were like, no, just take it easy, don't worry about it, you've got enough time. So, but yeah, we're not quite sure what happened. I mean, he seemed to get some kind of like slowdown penalty or something, which is what give you the gap, and then he had quite a big off and set him back quite a way. So in the end, it looked quite comfortable for you.
Yeah, but he's really fast.
Yes.
He's nearly a second faster in qualification mode, and yeah, so during the race it would have been difficult to hold him up. I thought about some strategies how I will choose my line so that he can't pass me when he closed the gap. Because during an official race yesterday I was driving 20 laps behind someone and he was defending his line very good, and I finally made the jump on 21st lap and could win the race, but it was really difficult to overtake there.
I think the pit strategy as well was, I mean, that was the real reason why you won the race. I mean, you seemed to time that perfectly and have you had a quick pit stop and everything went well.
Yeah, not everything. I got I cutted the track at Corkscrew, and so I had to I had to lose 1 second because of this cut track penalty. So it could have been a little bit better, but it was good enough.
I mean, we do think it would have been close at the end. Just tell us about the track itself then. I mean, I've driven long races around here before. It's quite... once you get your rhythm, it's quite a nice track to drive, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite nice. At the beginning it's difficult with this car because you cannot see the apexes during the corkscrew or the corner before the left-hander, where when you go much on the inside there's this big curb and your car might jump off the track. But the rest is all fine, and I also saw that we were choosing different lines after the corkscrew, the left-hander. Adrian and I were going more on the inside on this curve, while all the others were going after the corkscrew, going to the right and came from the outer side. And yeah, I think this will be you saw this in the broadcast that we are not choosing the same line there, but in the end I think they are similar fast, and I'm just used to the inner line that I already did there before starting with iRacing and Gran Turismo there.
Yeah, I think it's the camber of the course. It really does mean that there are multiple lines you can take through here, and I think it's finding something that works for you, and you can that particular corner that you say about. I mean, there's varying degrees of camber as well, which means that you can take that inner line and the outer one, and they both work equally as well. So,
because I noticed turn 1 as well, Alex, some people were staying to the inside, some people were braking right out on the concrete area. It's a bit like Road America, isn't it? That hairpin that you you can take different lines through there, but again, it's what suits you and your setup the best. And Tobias, well, you did a great job today, mate, and thanks for your time. Mark,
thanks guys.
Is there anything you've got for Tobias before we let him go?
No, not really, mate. You covered it all. Anyway, congratulations, Tobias.
Thank you.
Cheers, mate. Anyone you want to give a shout out before we move you back down?
I will give a shout out to my team, Lenovo Racing, and all my teammates. Unfortunately, Tommy wasn't there today, but I think he will be there next week, and we have some great races all together.
Alright, thanks Tobias. See you next week, mate.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks, mate.
Right, should we bring Adrian up next, as he was P2?
Yes. Well, I do want to find out what happened with Dave at the pit stop, though.
Yeah,
I'm quite intrigued about that.
We'll bring him up after. Hi Adrian, welcome to the commentary box.
G'day guys, how you going?
Yeah, good. Nice to have you here.
Good, thank you.
Tell us a little bit about your race. We were tracking your progress all the way through that, right from 24th up towards second, and we thought you might have had a little pop at the end, but you had a little bit of a slowdown or something there?
Yeah, I got within 2 seconds of Tobias on I think about 6 laps to go. My computer froze and I lost about eight or so seconds, and then I got back on track, got back into my rhythm, then got a cut penalty, so I took that, and then 2 laps to go, I just was a little under the pressure trying to push it to catch him, and just ran wide and off into the dirt.
Well, yeah, you did well not to completely throw it in the wall if your computer froze for that long, so well done for that. But what was it like at the start? I mean, Alex was watching your start just a bit ago. I don't know if you can bring it up now on the stream, but you were in and out of the cars, you were on the concrete area. What was it like starting at the back there?
Oh, honestly, I was just, I'm speechless. No, I started and I got a really good start, and there was no room in front of me, so I went to the right on the concrete, and my pace off the start was really good, so I just kept pushing through. Any gap that I saw, I'd take, and I just, there was no incidents. I just went all the way through to first corner, and then even after first corner, everyone was still bunched up, so I just kept pushing in and out of the gaps, and made it through without an incident.
Was it just one of those things that everything seemed to go perfectly for you?
Yes, that's and a lot of laps around this track.
Yeah. So you did a good middle stint. You got up to Dave. You were about 4 seconds behind Dave when you pitted. What was the car like at the end? Were you struggling with the tyres, or was it quite easy to keep the tyres in good shape as long as you didn't make a mistake?
Well, yeah, towards the end of my first stint, the tyres got a little slippery and they went off a fair bit. But because I'd started down the back, I didn't have to push it as early in the race, so I got to save them. So that's why I didn't pit as early as what the other guys did. And then once I got back out on track with my new set of tyres, I just pushed it as hard as I could, because I knew I needed to make up that time to catch Tobias. But yeah.
That was the thing. It seemed to get to a point where, as you stayed out for a long time, and Dave did the same, it seemed like at the end of the stint, the lap times were equalising with the guys on the fresh tyres, because you had less fuel, and the tyres had reached a point where they weren't wearing really anymore. So it was quite a good strategy, and unfortunately for Dave, I think he had a problem in the pits, but you seemed to make that work. What happened at the end there then, on the last lap?
Was that turn 2?
Yes.
Yeah, I ran a little wide, got onto the dirt, didn't think I was as far on the dirt as what I was, so I planted the throttle and just got a little loose. I tried to regain it, come back onto the track, but then that pushed me even more wide, and I just kind of had a little play in the dirt for the next straight.
Yeah, we said it was nice graceful re-entry there, so... No, well played. Alex?
Just watching you start, actually, because I brought it up, and literally it was like, right, I'm going to go left of this one, right of this one, left of this one, right of this one. I mean, you got about 6 or 7 spots before you even reach turn 1, so a pretty amazing start there. And yeah, good. Well done on that one. Let's see some more starts like that. It was epic. So the other thing I want to quickly ask, actually, is just tell us a little bit about yourself, because you're obviously not new to the car, but you are to the series. So I'm sure there's the people have heard you, but those that might tune in that don't normally watch the official series might not know too much. So just tell us a little bit about your background in the car, and you know.
Yep, well, I got into iRacing in late 2012, just mucking around because I was also racing go-karts. So I was doing it a bit of a, practice for the car. And then I got out of iRacing a bit, starting in 2013. I did the first season of the V8s. It was basically my first full season. I started off in Div 6. My good friend Mitchell McLeod, who most of you would know, he's a champion from Split 1, just said keep practicing. Just that's all I did, just keep going. So I did. I've definitely put in the hours last season. I went from being one of the slow guys to getting up, qualifying in top 10 of the main race on Monday night. So I haven't really been in it that long, but if you put it down to how much time I've put into the car, I'm probably close to the same amount of time people have that race 2 years of iRacing. So
yeah, nice. Just goes to show, practice can make perfect, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
Yeah.
We've seen that a lot, and well, great credit to you for developing such great speed over such a short amount of time. Alex knows that it's quite difficult to do straight away off the bat with these, but can keep plugging away. Are we going to see you next week at Road Atlanta?
At this stage, yes. I really want to continue with this series. I didn't know anything about it until tonight. So then I quickly got on the message and tried to get in. But if I can make it, I'll definitely be there. Next season, I'll try and make the full season. So look forward to chatting with you guys some more and racing with the fellas. It was great racing.
Excellent, cheers.
Thanks very much, Adrian. Anyone you want to give a shout out to just before we send you back down on the channel?
Just my team, Full Motorsports. It's myself and Mitchell McLeod who are the main drivers. He's put me in the team with him. It's been great, you know, he's a great driver, and I'd just love to give a shout out to him and the team for bringing me on board and giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Alright, cheers mate, see you next week.
Cheers guys, see ya.
Right, let's grab Dave Oliver up and we'll have to call it a day, I think. Hi Dave.
G'day fellas, how you doing?
Yeah.
Long time no see.
Indeed.
Hey, Dave.
Seems like you had a pretty eventful race out there today. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, it was a pretty, I don't know, I qualified, what was it, third I think it was, which is pretty good. I was far out, I was expecting to be about fifth, but pulled off a PB lap, which I'm pretty pumped about. And yeah, got off a good start, managed to get past Tobias, which was pretty cool. So then it was Trevor and myself 1-2, yeah, then pretty much just tried to keep on the track and was keeping up with Trevor, which was pretty good. So just managed to pace myself off him, and yeah, up until the pits, had 2 slowdowns right before the pit stops, which cost me, I don't know, a few seconds, which sucked, going through the corkscrew, just that first part. And then decided that I'd stay out. Yeah, so stay out and keep on going, and you know, plugged away and all that kind of stuff. And then yeah, came to the pit stops, and yeah, I think I put a bit too much fuel in, and yeah, I was expecting to come out just in front or with Stratford, but yeah, came out about, I think it was 7 seconds behind, which kind of killed it. So then after that, just kept on going.
Yeah, we thought perhaps you would had like pit lane speeding or something because you were in the stop for so long. We expected you to be a little splash and dash and go, and you were in there, and we're like, well, when's he leaving? What's going on?
Yeah, I just put too much fuel in it, so I thought that we needed a bit more, and I ended up putting about 60 litres in it, but I think looking at it, I had 10 laps worth of fuel at the end left, which is about 30 litres, so I probably could have got away with only about 25 litres, which would have been just alright with 4 tyres. So, but yeah, so kind of killed it with that, but still managed to get some pretty good pace with practically a full tank.
Yeah, well, P3 in the end, basically where you qualified, so must be pretty happy, and it's obviously first race with the new team as well, I believe. So tell us a little bit about the team change, the team swap that you've had.
Yeah, it's my first ARL race with LMR and PRS comms, or PROMS comms. I can't remember how he wants me to say it yet. But yeah, so I
fired already. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Sorry, carry on.
Whoops. Yeah, so I don't know. Coming up to the end of the last official season, I just put a few feelers out just to see if any of the top teams would possibly even have an opening, which to be honest I wasn't really expecting, but after a good chat to Darren Morris from Lazy Man Racing, yeah, got a good chat for a couple of hours with him, and yeah, he offered me a position which I accepted, so which was pretty good. So pretty like with the rear end guys, which pretty much it's been a great to the last 2 seasons and the last 2 ARL seasons as well, to learn off them and get to where I am today. So I owe a lot of thanks to them for helping me. But it's a new season, new chapter with LMR, so hopefully with them they'll be able to help me get up to maybe Stratford's level.
I saw
or upper.
I saw, it's not really an interview question, but I saw Trevor joining just at the end. Do you want me to set you guys up a team channel in here so you can come in here whenever you want, and rather than just sit in there in the channel that you were in earlier on?
Yeah, sure, why not?
No worries, I'll get that done for you. Right.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. I think Tobias was kind of like, I'm seeing double, I'm seeing 2 cars. So I think it was good to kind of confuse him a little bit. So
I mean, you don't see Trevor in here now, but just I think you maybe just had a little chat with him. So tell us what happened with him towards the end, because obviously his second stint quite a bit more ragged than the first.
From what I gather, pretty much that first stint was good, and I think he still had a bit in reserve and stuff, which was, good, in case Tobias had got past or Stratford had caught up a lot quicker. But from what I gather, like, he had a good little battle after the pits, and then he had I think it was going to turn 1. I don't know, I think it was one of these stutters, which apparently with the new build, I've had it a few times as well, which is kind of annoying. Even like myself, I run low settings, and I've been getting stutters. Like the official race earlier today, I literally had to stop to let it settle down. But yeah, by the sounds of it, yeah, he had a stutter and 90 degreed it and slid down into turn 1, and then he had another off going into the corkscrew.
Yeah, I mean, we were seeing that here as well on the broadcast, and I even made a point of mentioning it to the spectators as well, that we were seeing some frame rate issues and things. So yeah, I can understand that you guys were getting it as well. Seems a bit odd.
Yeah, it is. Like, I was looking at it today in the official race, and pretty much, like, for myself, one of the times I saw it, it went from like 120 frames a second down to 50 in like a split second.
Yeah, it's not good. It's when it slows down, that's when you really notice the difference as well. It's if it stays static at 50 or what, you can deal with it, but it's when it speeds up and slows down, you can't really tell what the hell the car's doing. So yeah, and at least it's not like R Factor, which I used to play, where pretty much if you stuttered like that, your car would actually stop where it left off, so you could actually come back and have a car in you. Yeah.
So at least with iRacing, they've got their algorithms or whatever they use to figure it out, worked out.
Just a quick point, sorry, Alex. Just before you go, Dave, that when Trevor lost the car earlier on, he locked up once and then he went off at the corkscrew. Really did ruin his tyres, and he lost about 2 seconds a lap after that. Just how difficult is it to recover the tyres once you have an incident like that?
Pretty, like, it is, like, if you have like a big spin like that, or if you end up spinning the tyres, like do burnout to get going, it does feel very greasy for at least a lap or two, but you really have to really take care of it and not push it. So yeah, like, it just depends on what pressures he had. He may have had higher pressures, and yeah, it just wasn't recoverable. So, because we're not really seeing much tyre wear with this build, again, like, it's actually more durable by the looks of it, which it really should be the other way around. It should be wearing out a lot quicker than it is. But yeah, I don't know, that just seems to, once you heat them up too much, get the pressure, the PSI or the KPA pressures up too high, it just loses grip.
What's it like in real life? Because I mean, I watch the V8 races, I see the highlights pretty much every week or two, but I don't really understand what the tyre wear is like. It doesn't seem like it's that high in those races, but what's it like here?
Here it wasn't too bad. Like, I had like a little spotter in my ear just before, it would have been about the last 5 laps before I pitted, and I was nearly, if I'm not sure, I have to look at the info, but from what I was told, I was pretty much doing similar times to Tobias and
Trevor. Yeah, you were. We were commenting on that as well. That
because once their advantage with the tyres went away, the fact that you had less fuel just equalised that.
Yeah.
So that's why your strategy would have worked perfectly.
Yeah, if the guy, I have to go yell at that fuel guy, putting too much fuel in.
But no, I mean, what's it compared to real life V8 supercars in terms of the tyres?
I think it needs to have more wear here. Even I don't know. I'd love to see them like bring in like a sprint tyre, but I don't know. Like this really depends. I'm not too sure if our iRacing even has the choice of 2 different tyre compounds. They may in oval. I'm not too sure.
I don't think they can do that yet, but I mean that would be fantastic to see the strategy. I know that the British Touring Car Championship have brought that in this year as well. They've brought in a soft tyre. So I think it just adds some interest to the racing, and it adds a strategic element. And I think anything that does that helps the drivers to really, the great drivers to really flourish. And
I'd be up for that as well with the F1 that I run in. So
yeah, like if they can have it where the tyres...
risk and reward, isn't it?
Yeah, like pretty much. I could have, with the pace that I was at, once it normalised, if I had come in and actually had the correct fuel in it, like I may have been able to keep on going with the one set of tyres, but you just never know. You know, someone with the fresher tyres, you know, may just have that slight advantage.
But again, if you put more fuel in it, it might, you know, that might unsettle it, and that might wear the tyres out more. So it's very tough to decide, but you don't want to risk it really. I mean, I'd rather have another set of tyres on if I'm going to be racing for 20 minutes. I'd rather have another set of tyres, I think, but again, that's the decision, and hopefully iRacing will give us different options in the future for that. I'm sure they will.
Yeah, like, or even, you know, add a, you know, spanner in the works for next season and increase the wear rate, and or even have the option. I'm not too sure if there's an option in the hosting stuff where you can actually have like a 2 times or 3 times tyre wear option. You know, it'd be good to you know, have you guys throw a spanner in the works, but I'm not too sure. I haven't really looked into the hosted side of stuff before.
Yeah, nothing like that at the minute, but yeah, that'd be nice options to have, I think.
It's a fuel option, isn't there, but
yeah,
no tyre option.
Yeah, that's it. Well, we know they're working hard on the tyres, so eventually they'll master that, and then I reckon we'll see things like that come in.
That's it.
Yeah, like once they go and get, you know, the high rake suspension thing fixed, and the downforce, like someone's actually uncovered that you actually go faster with high downforce than you do with low downforce in a straight line, and they've actually tested that on one of the ovals. So there's a few little, you know, exploit kind of things that everyone pretty much knows about. Like it's even in the baseline setup now, but it's once they fix that up, then it should actually handle a lot better. And you know, with the introduction of better tyres, and yeah, it should be very fun to drive.
Yeah, because we need to make sure that that the guys have the, you know, the best chance to use different strategies and things like that. Anyway, Dave, thanks very much for your time. Appreciate the insights as well, and well done today, 3rd place. And we'll see you at Road Atlanta. Yeah,
thank you very much. Very good for with the team with getting a podium. So pretty happy with that, and I'm guessing the team bosses will be equally ecstatic as well.
Yeah. Do you want to thank the sponsors or the team or anything? Anybody else?
Yeah, pretty much. Thanks for the new team. That is LMR or Lazy Man Racing and Premscoms, which I think it's one of Trevor's sponsors or family stuff. So yeah, and pretty much just for my old team for all the stuff that they've done over this past, you know, first part of the season, and to you guys for doing your excellent commentary work and all the stuff that you do inside and out, or even the admins as well.
Alright, cheers Dave, thanks for that, and we'll see you next week, buddy.
Thank you very much. Catch you later.
Right, I just want to quickly bring Jamie up for just a couple of minutes. Nothing quick, because he sat there down there patiently waiting.
Sat there for a long time.
Let's bring him up. Hi Jamie, thought we'd bring you up as you've been ever so patient sitting there waiting. So welcome to the comms box, mate.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about your race today.
Got a very decent start, I reckon, and yeah, basically I made the wrong choice with tyre pressures at my pit stop. The pressures were just way too low, and it was just slippery after that. Made a ton of mistakes, and yeah, still happy with the outcome though.
Yeah, 18th. So where do you think you could have finished up had you got those pressures right?
I reckon a couple of more positions up. Would have been good to get a top 15, but too many mistakes, and yeah, that's what happens.
Do you have any good battles during the race?
Oh yeah, had a great battle with Charles and Shane as well. Shane Brook. Yeah, it was a great battle there.
It's a pretty big field now as well, and there's quite a split from sort of driver ability and speed and performance from like the front to the back. But I mean, obviously I don't race in it, but I'm taking it there's someone for everyone to race out there in this field as well. So where we were looking, there was always some sort of battle going off. I mean, just tell us a little bit about your thoughts on the field and, you know, how it's all set up and that.
I reckon it's a very good field. It shows a lot of talent, and yeah, those faster guys, something to look forward to, and hopefully get up there one day.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you're running with Lenovo at the moment. Obviously the ambitions to improve. How are those guys helping you?
They're very good. Been helping me a lot, and I'd like to thank every one of them.
We've just been speaking to Adrian actually, Jamie, and he's come a long way in a very short time. So, and he said, you know, the key is just practice, 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 and the front of the grid will come ever closer, I'm sure.
That's definitely the case. I've seen it with a lot of other drivers, and Toby being one of them.
Especially in this car, though, mate. I mean, Alex always says that this is the hardest car on iRacing.
Without a doubt.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I drive the F1, which is probably the second hardest, but yeah, this thing makes that look easy.
I could imagine something like that. I want to give the F1 car a go one day.
The way the F1's going lately, AC, mate, you won't have to change gears soon.
Yeah, it's not well, yeah, I don't know where it's going to go at the moment. So, but it's tricky tricky car at the minute with this build. I know that for sure. I think we're suffering very similar things as what the V8 guys are with tyre wear and not burning up and stuff. So strategies become awkward. But yeah, well done today, Jamie, and we'll see you next week at Road Atlanta. Hopefully you can get yourself in top 15, maybe go for top 10.
Definitely. I'll put in a lot of practice this week, and yeah, hopefully I get up there. And
right.
Thanks to everyone for hosting this and all the sponsors.
Cool.
Without you guys, this wouldn't be going.
Yeah, great one.
Alright, mate, take care.
Thank you, mate.
Thank you.
Take care, and we'll see you there.
You too. See you guys.
Cheers.
Great, mate.
Right, on that note, we will wrap it up and call it a day. For the second time.
Yes, you can do it this time, if you like.
Well, just, yeah, thanks to both you guys for coming in, helping out. Mark, obviously, for putting it all on, organising this, and Woody for, you know, turning up late.
That's alright, mate. No worries.
But we've been ARL-TV, been Alex, been joined by Mark Noble, Andrew Woodhouse for round 11 of the V8 Supercar Series, and we will see you next week at Road Atlanta. Thanks
Cheers,
very much
guys.
for watching, guys.
Race fans, it's time for those most famous words in motorsports. Drivers, start your engines!
Michael Conti comes up at a corner number 4 in the checkered flag. He wins his first NASCAR high racing.